Welcome back to the Two-Man Advantage Podcast. We're here. Time for our weekly. Well, not weekly because we haven't been here in a couple of weeks. It's time for our rants.
Rants.
Yes, it's rants time, and we have three solid rants tonight, and we're going to start off with Mr. Nick Deziel. Mr. Nick Deziel, hit me.
Okay, I'm going to go all Pat Benatar because I got one shot and I'm going to hit you with it. Okay, let's go with the Toronto Blue Jays. Okay, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go here. All right, Blue Jay fans, you ready to make sure you turn it up here, okay? All right, so I think the Blue Jays went 5-1 against the Tigers this year, and a lot of us Tiger fans here in Windsor had to hear everything about how the Tigers blow and bye-bye first place and how they were just as good as us. And listen, okay, 65 and 62, and last time I checked, you're 4 games back of the wild card. And I know you play in the best division. You play the Yankees, they blow. Okay, you play the Red Sox, they're not very good either. I don't know where everybody's going with this Blue Jays stuff. Listen, we said it from the get-go. Their hitting is good. They're going to be involved, which they are. They're only 4 games back, which is very much in striking distance. Oh, yeah, 9 games back to the division, so wave bye-bye to that. Their pitching is just not there. And when you get R.A. Dickey that's making millions of dollars and he's 10-12 and throws a knuckleball in the dome that gets destroyed everywhere. Oh, but he pitched 6 solid innings against the Tigers. Yeah, he was also on the ropes, and the Tigers couldn't hit a freaking line drive up the gap with the bases loaded if their life depended on it. It's just like Jim Leland said, it's not who you get, it's when you get them. And I think the Jays had an opportunity to get the Tigers at 2 different times where we're not playing well. I want to see Jays fans, I'll give you this. Blue Jays, I'll give you this. You got a month and a half to go. We talk Tigers. Let's see what you got. You're 4 games back. And you say the pitching is good enough with Stroman, the young kid. You're going to rely on him. You know, you're going to rely on the hitting. It's where it's at with Batista and Encarnacion's back now. Listen, this is it for you guys here. You either put up or shut up. I don't want to hear any more about how good the Blue Jays are. Get some damn pitching in the offseason and come back to me as a contender next year. I'm out.
Nick Deziel, as he drops the mic and lays down the gauntlet of this week's rants. Very angry, very passionate there about the Blue Jays. And we know a couple of Blue Jay fans. So I'm sure I hope that they listen to that rant because that is for them.
Joel boys.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Kevin McShan, you are up next.
My rant this week is going to be a collective opinion rant. So if you guys want to chime in on this, you can. But I want to rant this week about the tragedy, what happened with Tony Stewart, with the racing accident with Kevin Ward. I do realize that racing is a very competitive sport, and I do realize there's a different culture within that sport, and I do think Tony Stewart has to seriously consider whether or not he wants to continue his racing career, because I don't know how you can come back from that. So while it was a tragic accident, and I've certainly have sympathy for the Ward family, the racing culture would dictate or indicate that it is a dangerous sport, but I really do think Stewart has to consider his next career move, because I just don't know how you can come back from that.
But stay off the damn track. Yeah. What are you doing in your car? Listen, you don't want to see anybody ever get hurt like that or die like that, of course. But you can't. Just because he loses his mind and gets out of his car and is pointing at him by cars that are going hundreds of kilometers an hour in the middle of a race.
Yeah, that's where your emotions get the best of you, and obviously not thinking well, and it end up costing him his life. You know, it's a valuable lesson. It's a horrible lesson to learn the hard way, but you know, NASCAR now has made it a point that no matter what, under caution, drivers are not allowed to get out of their cars anymore, which I thought it was always a rule, but I guess not. So, you know, I guess it takes these tragedies to, you know, make changes that are well needed.
Yeah, he shouldn't have gotten out of his car. It is a valuable lesson. It's a tragic lesson to learn, but hopefully through the tragedy that NASCAR can be a better sport as a whole, and certainly safety first should be always at the top of their minds when we talk about such a dangerous and competitive sport like auto racing. So with that, Darrin, it's your turn, bud.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Kevin. Very nicely done. My rant has been really grinding my gears lately. It's about the Detroit Tigers closer. No, I'm not talking about Joaquin Soria. No, I'm not talking about Jabba Chamberlain.
Joe Blow?
No, not Joe Blow, but Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe Nathan, if you're unaware of that. He finally closed out a game, which, yes, applause. Sarcastic clap applause. But it's not only that, it's what he did to the fans after it, where he, if you're of Italian descent, where he kind of like wiped his chin as it's more of a sign of fuck off or fuck you.
Some spaghetti on his chin, huh?
Yeah, something on his chin. I don't know what. But then it got blown up. I'm sorry, but when you're getting paid $10 million a season,
one more time, how much?
$10 fucking million a year to throw a ball in the ninth inning to close out games, to get 3 outs. You're getting paid $10 million to get 3 outs. Shut the fuck up and do your job. Plain and simple. Go out there, throw strikes, and then walk off. I don't need you flipping off the crowd, and because if they boo. Because if you walk someone, you shouldn't be walking anyone. You should not be walking a leadoff person in the ninth. Go out there, throw strikes, because you're playing in a market that deserves a World Series championship. Do not fuck it up. Go out there. I don't want to see a press conference, you apologizing to fans. Don't say you're sorry. Go out there, close out games, get wins, and that's how you prove to fans that you're sorry. I'm sick and tired of talking about Joe Nathan blowing games, but it happened 6 times this year, and I'm sick of it. And that's the end of the rant.
All right. That was awesome, Darrin. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and I'm sure every Tigers fan out there just said, hell yes. So let me close it out with this, with the Joe Nathan stuff. Joe Nathan, if you're going to be flicking off people in the 9th inning after you make a save, after allowing a run again, good luck in the ALCS in the 8th inning or 9th inning in Baltimore or in Oakland when you're losing your mind and losing your temper. Listen, I want somebody that's going to be even keel and not flip off the fans that pay his damn salary. Thanks for joining us this week on the Two-Man Advantage podcast and our rants this week. Thanks, boys, for all that, all your hard work. We also have our Lions training camp, or not, our kickoff luncheon is coming up. We're going to be going there and checking that all out. We also have our Terry Foster from 97.1 The Ticket, interview with him about the Detroit Pistons coming up. Keep your eye out for that on 2MApodcast.com. We'd also like to thank Community Living Windsor for allowing us to use their boardroom this week. Boardroom B, if you guys are wondering, come stop by. And we also would like to thank Motor City Head Rush, Life Astray, and Rocket Shits for their music this week. So stick with us for next week. We'll be back with you. I know it's been a couple weeks since we've seen you or talked to you, but we'll have some more videos, interviews, and more podcasts coming your way. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next time.